well for the first half. And just UConn has poured it on and on all cylinders the second half. Largely on the A train from Tiffany Hayes.
Hartley loses it out of bounds. She was run over by Hemingway, but no call, and that brings us to our under 8 media timeout. 7:19 to go. UConn in control, 81-47. Back after this on Top Warner Cable Sports. That's our game break, brought to you by Drivers Village. Visit driversvillage.com today. As we said, plenty of UConn fans in attendance. There's a look at Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis. Terrific performance from her. 19 points, 8 rebounds. National Gatorade Player of the Year. McDonald's All-American from a year ago, and preseason Big East Freshman of the Year. I think she's going to be the postseason Freshman of the Year as well. Certainly on pace for that.
Easily. She came out of the famed Mater Dei High School out of California. Just a product.
Led her team to a state title and a #1 national ranking last year as a senior. And as you see how lopsided this second half has been, 41-14 in favor of UConn. Jump ball, Syracuse with possession as we're under 7 minutes to go. There's Tyson Thomas off the inbounds pass, along with it. Bria Hartley the rebound, and Hayes breaking out. So she returned to the lineup after the timeout, and she's going to head to the line for a chance for 2 more points. Foul on Ballard. And Hayes slow to get up. It seems okay.
You know, we talked at the open about the possibility if Syracuse could pull this off, what a signature win it would be. That would be your ultimate goal. But certainly Coach Q has got to take a lot of positives that Syracuse did do, especially in the first half, and build on that going through the rest of the Big East season. I mean, realistically, as we know, on any night, any team is vulnerable. But against a powerhouse like Connecticut, it's a tougher task than maybe against some of the other teams.
And the average margin of victory for this team has been about 35 points, leads the country in that category, and they're right at that right now. 36-point advantage. Hemingway from about 16 feet doesn't go, and another tie-up, this time possession to UConn.
I tell you, I got to give a lot of credit to Felicia Ballard. She's really, I've been impressed with her performance coming off the bench for Syracuse. She's been real aggressive. She's been going after offensive rebounds. She's been doing a good job at the top of the zone on defense. So I think we can expect to see some really good things from her down the road.
And Syracuse continues with the pressure defense. Coffey has it tipped away from behind by Hayes. She got just enough of it to force the turnover, and another fast break basket as Dolson lays it in. 19 fast break points now for UConn to just 6 for Syracuse. That's UConn's game. Get out in transition.
And you don't often see the center racing down the court to receive a pass on an open transition play like that.
Hemingway can't get the friendly roll, and Leary the rebound, and another jump ball. Syracuse with possession. The Orange now with 17 turnovers. Again, UConn has forced its last 6 opponents to 20 or more turnovers. Stokes in. Ferris heads out. And you kind of got that sense, Lorraine, that once UConn got it going, that Syracuse was going to be in trouble. They were able to withstand the first big run by UConn and had that big 5-point play and towards the end of the first half, and then scored on the first possession of the second half, got it to 5. So they were able to withstand that first run and punch back, but the second run, just no answers, and no answers for Tiffany Hayes.
No, you can keep fighting back, and you wonder how much resilience a team has, but coming up against Connecticut and a team that ranks, it's got 6, leads the country in 6 categories. You know, that's a tough task to ask your team to keep coming back and coming back and coming back against something that has so many weapons from so many angles. It's a real difficult thing to do. But the fact that Syracuse did it a few times is a positive sign, and they can take that going forward through the rest of the Big East schedule. And they've got to play hard through the rest of this 5.5 minutes remaining in this game, and they can do that.
Seen quite a few jump balls here in the last couple of minutes, and that's what the confusion, that's what was being talked about at the scores table, and I don't blame him for getting a little confused, because we've had about 5 of them in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, the guy flipping the arrow over there, he's busy.
It's hard to keep track of how many points UConn's scoring, let alone these jump balls. UConn now with 85 points.
It's a little bit taller lineup that Coach Auriemma has when he puts both Dolson and Stokes in at the same time. So when you're outsized, that really hurts. Nice shot by Coffey.
3-pointer for Coffey, her second from long distance in the game, 8 points for her. Banks drives the lane, puts up a tough shot, gets it to go. Everything going in for the Huskies here in the second half.
Very nice. Another smooth move, aggressive first step through the lane. Just kept on all the way to the basket.
Tyson Thomas from the top of the key, back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Bria Hartley. 3-on-3. Banks just scored her first bucket, and she scores her second bucket.
She, like Hayes, is a left-hander. Moves really smoothly. Great ball control, great body control. Those are things you can't teach. That's just au naturel, as they say. That's a gift.
UConn shooting 67% here in the second half. Coffey off the dribble, doesn't go. Rebound to Banks. Hayes down low to Dolson. Hartley for 3. Got it. It's almost like who wants to shoot it, you know?
Yeah,
they pass it around until somebody pulls the trigger.
So many weapons.
Hartley with 18. 19 for Mosqueda Lewis, 35 for Hayes. Ballard off the mark, rebound to Stokes. And they're just relentless, still running.
And folks, if you were wondering, the last time Connecticut scored in 90+ points, it was just a mere couple of weeks ago, January 10th, 2012, against Providence, and they had a 96-35 victory.
Gino Auriemma wants to get a couple of subs into the lineup. Heather Buck and Lauren Englund both into the lineup for the first time. UConn 7 for 11 from 3-point range here in the second half. We're back after this on Time Warner Cable Sports. Back inside the Carrier Dome, and we are witnessing one of the best performances here in Carrier Dome history by Tiffany Hayes. Just absolutely on fire. 35 points for Hayes. Second most points scored here against Syracuse inside the Dome. Maya Moore leading the way in that category with 40. Coach Q talked before the game about the fact that, Maya Moore's not here anymore, but this team might even be more dangerous because they're deeper and they're more balanced maybe than they've seen in recent years, and we've seen that balance on display tonight. Starting, of course, with Tiffany Hayes, but again, a couple other players in double figures. Bria Hartley with 19. As we are here inside the Carrier Dome, Stephen Fani, Lorraine Shunk with you. So glad you could join us. Connecticut up 92-50. It was a 7-point game at the break, and it's been all UConn here in the second half. Hartley, I said at 19. Hartley actually with 18, and Mosqueda Lewis with 19. Tiffany Hayes leading the way with 35 as we approach 3 minutes to play. Tyson Thomas from long range doesn't go. Dolson another rebound, and Banks will slow it up.
Goes to show you that some Connecticut stars tend to light it up pretty well against the Cuse.
And another sub comes in. Michaela Johnson gets her first action as Stephanie Dolson heads out. So Heather Buck into the lineup for the first time, along with Michaela Johnson and Lauren England for Gino Ariema. This is England handling against Coffey. Now Banks, 8 to shoot. Banks draws the double team. Now England, 4 to shoot. Somebody's gonna have to put it up. And a whistle, and I believe we have a 3-second violation against Heather Buck. Possession over to the Orange. Impressive second half by the Huskies.
Very, very strong performance.
Outscoring the Orange 52 to 17 after intermission. Tyson Thomas plays it off for Barry. Ballard sneaks in there for another offensive rebound and a putback. She has been a pleasant surprise tonight. 6 points for Ballard. Came in just averaging 1.5 points per game.
Really doing a nice job for Coach Q tonight. Sliced through a lot of defense to get in there. And as I said, aggressive on the offensive rebounds.
Foul line jumper doesn't go from Heather Buck, and then she commits the foul. That's the thing about UConn, Lorraine. The players that we see off the bench towards the end, for most other programs in America, they would be starters, but because they play for the 3rd-ranked team in the country, they're coming off the bench and getting limited time. Coffey throws up a tough shot in the lane, doesn't go. Rebound to UConn.
Yeah, you would think they don't get the minutes that they do, but Heather on average about 11 minutes a game. And
that, you know, Heather Buck, 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Connecticut as a high school player, both as a junior and a senior. And she's, what, the 5th player off the bench for this squad.
Right.
England for 3, drops it in. Why not? 95-52 as we approach 1 minute to play.
When you're so deep like you are with a Connecticut team and you've got so many great players from across the country, it's tough to spread that playing time. You work so hard to practice, everybody does, in the weight room, in the classroom, and you all want that piece of action. Really demands constant effort in so many ways. But it's all towards the effort of trying to bring that national championship back to the college.
Tyson Thomas now into double figures with 11. Hemingway leads the way with 15. Remember, she had 12 at the break, so Hemingway kept quiet in the second half. And let's see if UConn just runs down the clock here with 10 seconds to play, or if they put up a shot. They do put up a shot. It doesn't go, and that's it. 95-54. As Coach Q and Gino Ariema embrace at midcourt. Impressive second half by the Huskies. UConn moves to 18-2 overall, 7-1 in the Big East Conference. Syracuse drops to 13-8 overall, 2-5 in Big East Conference play. We'll be back with our player of the game after this on Time Warner Cable Sports. Back inside the Carrier Dome. Time now for our Player of the Game, brought to you by FX Caprara Chevrolet Buick in Pulaski. Visit fxchevy.com today. And our Player of the Game, no question about who it is, Tiffany Hayes. Absolutely dominant performance tonight. 11 for 15 from the field, 6 for 8 from three-point range. Finished with 35 points, 7 rebounds, including a steal and a basket right here. And Tiffany Hayes standing by right now with Lorraine. Take it away, Lorraine.
Tiffany, an amazing game for you tonight. A career point total for you here in the Carrier Dome while it's cold outside. What was it that made you heat up in this game?
I don't know. I guess it was just my teammates finding me in open spots and me being able to knock down the open shots.
I know as a shooter, it really comes in streaky points, and you certainly were feeling it. I know Syracuse, it seemed like, pressured you at the beginning. Did Coach try to tell you to work to get open more in the second half?
No, it was just, I think that we wanted to try to get the ball inside, and if we get it inside, if we don't score, then they'll find us on the outside moving around the three-point line. And I think we did a good job of that inside-outside today.
Well, you really lit it up here, and congratulations on the victory. Thank you. Chino.
All right, good job. Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you, too. Good luck to you.
Coach Oriema, congratulations on the victory tonight. Syracuse played you fairly tough the first half. Tell me what your message was at halftime.
Well, you know, Syracuse is a very difficult team to play against because they attack the defense. They don't kind of pass it around and wait for something to happen. They're trying to make something happen every time down the floor, and they're trying to get you into foul trouble, and they're trying to get to the offensive glass, and they did a great job of doing that. And our big guys really were out of the game the whole first half. So it was just our guards against their whole team. And in the second half, we challenged our big guys to come out and be a little bigger inside and make sure that they gave us a presence. And they did. You know, we took away their inside game and we got some points in the lane. So, you know, that was the whole story.
Well, the message really rang through because they really responded to your instructions there at halftime. So how do you build on another incredible margin of victory and take this going forward into the rest of the Big East?
Well, you know, there's always something that you can get from every win and every loss. And I think by the time we're finished watching film, if we show them what I want to show them, we'll look like we lost by 30 rather than won by 30 because there was enough things in there that you want to fix. But I think these kids are pretty determined to have a great second half of the season, and we're just going to go home and get better and get ready for South Florida on Saturday.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Steve, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lorraine. Big win for the Huskies. They win by 41. We'll wrap this one up after this on Tom Warner Cable Sports. Dome, Connecticut. Big winners tonight by 41, 95 to 54 over Syracuse. Lorraine, this was a close game at halftime, 7-point spread. Syracuse scored the first basket of the second half. It's a 5-point game. We're thinking it's going to be interesting, and then UConn just blows SU's doors off, thanks in large part to Tiffany Hayes. She was fantastic.
She really was. She set a career night. While it might be cold outside, it was really steaming here in the Dome. She just had the stroke, and when as a shooter is streaky like that, they just keep falling in. It was just too much to overcome.
Couldn't miss from the outside. 6 for 8 from three-point range as we take a look at our final stats, brought to you by Green & Reed, personal injury attorneys. It's time for Green & Reed. And again, these stats show what we talked about, domination by UConn, hitting about 50% from three-point range and then pulling away in that rebounding category in the second half.
Yeah, that's their average, 50%. In the first half, Syracuse held them to 40, so they totally rebounded in the second half, and Syracuse couldn't recover.
So UConn wins again, comes into the Dome, 95-54 winners. Join us live Friday night for AHL hockey. Thruway rivals Rochester and Syracuse face off at 7:30. That's Syracuse Crunch Hockey Friday, 7:30 on Time Warner Cable Sports. For live streaming and highlights of TWCS games, go to our website, twcs.tv. And now for Lorraine Shunk, our producer-director, Mike Cleland, our entire crew here at Time Warner Cable Sports. I'm Stephen Fonte saying so long from the Carrier Dome. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a presentation of Time Warner Cable Sports. Good night, everybody.